welcome to the tutorial for assignment 3. Today we're going to be covering background color, adding text, adding shapes, locking, grouping, cloning, and layering shapes. So that's a lot to cover, so we're going to get started right away. I'm going to insert a new page just so I can demonstrate a few things. First, formatting the background. Okay, go to Format in the toolbar, click Background. And you'll see some options here: a solid fill, gradient fill, pattern fill, or an image fill. I'm going to choose just a basic solid fill. Gradient fill would allow you to choose from two colors. Okay, and you can see the gray and purple sort of together there. A pattern fill gives you the option for patterning, which I find to be rather distracting, so I seldom use that one. But let's go back to just a plain gray solid fill. Okay, choosing my page sorter again. I see the text icon up here in the toolbar, so I'm going to choose a large size text for myself since this looks like it might be a heading. And we're going to be learning how to add shapes, adding shapes today. Okay, so that's our heading. I'm going to choose my pointer tool so I can click on that object that I've just created, that text, and you can see that a selection box comes up around it with two handles. This one is used to resize. This green handle is used to rotate. And if I click right on the center of that object, I can move it completely around my page. So I can center it if I want or push it off to a side. Now, one of the things I might want to do, since this is a title and I don't really want it to get in the way of some other work on the page, I'm going to click on this drop-down menu and I'm going to lock this in place. Okay, now once I've locked that shape, when I select it, a little padlock comes up in the corner and I'm no longer allowed to grab that shape and move it. I can't make changes to it. And you can see that the handles are gone. Okay, so I've locked it in place. If I change my mind, I can always unlock it and bring those handles back and have all those options available to me again as well. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that locked in place. To add some shapes, I have a couple of options here. I'm going to just some basic shapes here. And I've chosen the square. Well, why don't we start with a circle? Okay, choose the circle. If I click and drag on my workspace, I can make myself a nice big circle. Okay, choose the selector tool again. Now you see if I hover over the center of my shape, it's empty, so I don't have any options here. But if I move toward the perimeter, you can see the four-way arrow pop up. That's where I can select the shape. Okay, my same tool, two handles are available to me, as well as the drop-down menu that we use to lock our shape in our text and shape. We can also lock our shape in place. I want to change some of the properties on my circle. So I've come over here to just to the right of the page sorter gives you the option to change properties on an object. Now if I click in the center, again I have no options, but toward the outside of that shape selects the shape. Okay, and you can see lots of options come up. First, the fill effects. Okay, let's give our shape some color. I'm going to choose a solid fill. A line style, I can change the thickness of the perimeter line. Okay, I'm going to leave it thin. I'm also going to change it to match the color of the shape. So I don't really want an outside line to show up. Okay, so that's how we add a shape. Again, now if I select it in the center, I can move that shape anywhere I want on my page. Here's the option to add lines. Okay, you have a few basic choices here. I'm going to click on just a plain ordinary line. Choose my selection tool. Again, I have to click right on the line to bring up my properties options. And line style is where I can find place to change the color of the line. I can change the style of the line. I can change how it begins and how it ends. Okay, so I've done a few things to the line. Again, if I select that, I can also move that all around my page. Okay, so that's part one of adding shapes and changing the background and adding text. We'll see you for part two.